Hello everyone, this is Anjali Nagar again with you with a new concept of science. In previous video on nutrition, we have discussed the different type of nutrition like autotrophic nutrition and heterotrophic mode of nutrition. In heterotrophic mode of nutrition, we have discussed about the holozoic mode of nutrition, parasite, symbiotic relationship, saprophyte, and the insectivorous plants. Inside the insectivorous plants, already we have discussed about the pitcher plant. I hope you remember these all topics. So now let's move ahead. Today the topic which one I am going to discuss with you, these are insectivorous plants, Venus flytrap, sundew, function and structure of stomata, and the book exercise of the chapter. Let's start the discussion of Venus flytrap. Carnivorous or insectivorous plants are green plants that are able to make their food by own, but they grow in soil that lack mineral nutrients, especially nitrogenous nutrition. These plants trap insects, kill them, digest and absorb the nitrogenous nutrition from their body with the help of their modified leaf and make up of the deficiency of nitrogen from the soil. The Venus flytrap is an example of insectivorous or carnivorous plants. Venus flytrap is a flowering plant best known for its carnivorous eating habit. The Venus flytrap is a carnivorous plant native to subtropical wetland on the east coast of the United States in North Carolina and South Carolina. Leaves in Venus flytrap are green with extended flat petiole. The petiole bears a leaf blade that is divided into a pair of terminal lobes hanged at the midrib. The upper surface of the lobes contain a red pigment and stiff sensitive glandular hair that is known as trigger's hair and sensitive hair also. When an insect or a spider crawling along the leaves contact a hair, the trap prepares to close, snapping shut only. If another contact occur within approximately 20 seconds of the first strike. In the simple words, we can say as like also. As soon as an insect comes in contact with the hair of the leaf, the two lobes of the leaf get closed suddenly. It kills and digests the insect and absorbs the nutrients from its body and get their nutrition for the proper development and growth. Triggers may occur if 1/10 of the insect is within contact. The requirement of redundant triggering in this mechanism serves as a safeguard against wasting energy by trapping object with number nutritional value. So it is a fully structure and a function of the Venus flytrap, that how the Venus flytrap has getting their nutrition from the insect. Now the next topic is sundew. It is also an example of insectivorous plants. Leaves of sundew are covered with numerous sensitive glandular hair which glitter in the sun as dewdrop. Hence the plant has its name. Insects which come in contact with these hair get entangled, kill, and the nutrients are absorbed into the leaf. Now I am going to discuss about the structure and function of stomata. Stomata in Greek means mouth. The leaves take in carbon dioxide from the air through tiny pores which present on the lower surface of the leaf. These tiny pores are helped in absorption and releasing of excess of water inside the plant. The structure of stomata we can see easily through the microscope in the laboratory. The singular stomata is known as stoma. These are the structural feature of aerial organ like in most plant. The term stoma represent microscopic pore or hole through which plant breathe. These tiny openings on the surface of the leaf are called stomata, which allow the communication between interior and external environment. Or in the simple way we can say as like also the tiny pores present on the lower surface of the leaves which are surrounded by the guard cells are known as stomata. The stomata is guarded by the pair of specialized cells called as guard cells, which responsible to environmental signal by changing its dimension and thus regulate the size of the pore. Air enters the plants through this opening and contains carbon dioxide and oxygen which are used in the process of photosynthesis and respiration respectively. Oxygen reproduced as a bioproduct of a photosynthesis diffuses out to the atmosphere through the same opening. Also, water vapor is released in the atmosphere through these pores in a process called transpiration. Nearly 120 years ago, Francis Darwin in 1898 shown that stomata on leaves responds to the environmental stimuli. The guard cells are responsible for opening and closing of stomata. Stomata covers 1 to 2% of leaf area. It is tiny pores present on the soft aerial part of the green plant. Algae, fungi and submerged plant do not possess stomata. Now the structure of stomata. Stomata are found more on plant leaves, surfaces under high temperature, low atmospheric carbon dioxide concentration and in moist environments. Stomata are tiny pores which occur on epidermal surface of the leaf and also some herbaceous stem. Each stoma remains surrounded by two specialized epidermal cells called guard cell. These guard cells are also surrounded by other specialized epidermal cell called subsidiary cell or accessory cell. The stomata may occur on any part of the plants except roots. The outer wall of the guard cell is thin and elastic while inner wall is thick and non-elastic. Guard cells are epidermal cell, but due to presence of chloroplast, they are different from that of the epidermal cell, usually in the leaf of dicot plants. The stomata remains scattered. Where is the monocot plant? They are arranged in parallel way. The structure of guard cell in monocot is dumbbell shape and in dicot it is kidney shaped or bean shaped. Each guard cell is modified epidermal cell showing the prominent nucleus, cytoplasm and plastid. The wall of the guard cell is differentially thickened. The inner wall of each guard cell facing a stroma is a concave and thick, and outer wall is convex, is thin and elastic. The gas exchange between plant and the environment depend on the guard cell. The guard cell of the lower surface of the leaf are the more sensitive to the environmental factors and provided the major part of the leaf gases exchange. The guard cell are produces in the pair with the gap between them that form the stomatal pores. When the stomatal pores are opened, then water is freely available and guard cells are turgid. And in closed, the water availability is critically low and the guard cell become flaccid. The guard cells are surrounded by variable number of epidermal cell called subsidiary cell. Most of the transpiration takes place through stomata. In stomatal transpiration, water vapor moves through the stomata of leaf. Water absorbed by the roots rises through the stem and reaches the tissue of the leaf through veins. A large number of spongy mesophyll cells in the leaf have their surface exposed to the intercellular space. The surface of the cell give out some of the water which forms a thin film. The water from this film evaporates and the water vapor saturates in the intercellular space. This vapor then diffuses into the other connecting intercellular space and finally reaches stomatal space from where it escapes out through the stomata. Transpiration occurs as long as the stomata are open. It stops when they are closed. Closed stomata, flaccid guard cells, stoma closed. Stoma open, turgid guard cells, thick cell wall, thin cell wall. The opening and closing of stomata depends upon the turgid or flaccid state of guard cells. When the guard cells are in the flaccid state, stomatal aperture closes. During daytime, as a result of photosynthesis, concentration of carbohydrate rises. leading to osmotic uptake of water by the guard cells to swell. Inflow of water in the guard cells causes them to bulge outwards, thus widening the stomatal opening. When the osmotic pressure of the guard cells becomes lower during night, the water leaves these cells due to exosmosis and moves to the neighboring epidermal cells having cell sept of higher concentration. The guard cells become flaccid and shrink and the stomatal aperture closes. I hope everyone would have understood all the topic very well. Now I will start the discussion of book exercise. In book exercise, firstly, we have to discuss the multiple choice question. First question is, first product of photosynthesis is. When we people discuss about the photosynthesis process, which one is occur in the presence of chlorophyll and the sunlight, so first product is formed glucose plus second is oxygen. So correct answer is glucose. Second question is, which one of the following is an autotrophs? Already we have discussed about it also. The autotrophic nutrition or autotrophs which are able to make their food by own. So the option is given cuscuta, tomato, mucor and mushroom. Cuscuta is an example of parasite. Mucor and mushroom both are the example of saprophyte, which one get their food by dead and decaying matter. But the tomato is a green plant example which make their food by own. So the correct answer is tomato. Third is, which one of the following is a parasite? Sunflower is an example of autotrophs. Nepenthes is an example of insectivorous plants and mushroom is an example of saprophyte. But the Rafflesia is another parasitic plant. So the correct answer is Rafflesia. It is the largest flower in the world also. Next question is, the relationship between the root nodules on beans, plants and Rhizobium bacterium is. Option is given saprophytic, parasitic, symbiotic and no one. Saprophytic means the organism which take their food by dead and decaying matter, जो अपना food material सड़ी गली material से लेते हैं और अपनी life survive करते हैं. So it is a saprophyte. And the parasite, the organism which totally depend on the host plant. Host plant means the producer. And the symbiotic relationship, two organisms are required and both live in association for mutual benefit. Here root nodules and Rhizobium bacterium both are benefited to each other. Rhizobium bacteria given the nitrogen in the simpler form of nitrate to the root nodules for the proper development and the growth, and root nodules given the food material for their survival to the Rhizobium bacterium. So the correct answer is symbiotic relationship. Now next question is, insectivorous plants grow in soil that is deficient mostly in. Option is nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium and water. Already we have discussed about it. So the correct answer is nitrogen. Now true false. First is, chlorophyll is soluble in water. Actually chlorophyll is an organic compound and it is non-polar also. So it is not soluble in the water. So it is a false. Second is, Mistletoe plant is a totally parasite, as it is a partially dependent on stem of host for its liquid nutrition. So it is not including in the total parasite. Total parasite example is Cuscuta and Rafflesia, that already we have discussed. So mistletoe is a partially parasite, so it is also false. Third is Drosera plant is an insectivorous. Drosera is known as sundew also, or we know about it that it is a insectivorous plants. So the Drosera is an example of insectivorous plant, so it is correct. Now next is Haustoria help a parasite in sucking nutrition from the body of the host plant. Haustoria is a specially sucking roots which penetrate deep into the stem or to the root of the host plant to absorb the food material. So it is correct. That means it is true. Next is stomata of leaf remain open during night and closed during the day. Actually, during the day, photosynthesis requires that the leaf mesophyll be exposed to the air to get carbon dioxide. At night, the stomata close to avoid losing water when photosynthesis is not occurring. So it is false. Now next question is give one word. First is the component of food that provide nutrition. Yes, वो कंपोनेंट जो कि न्यूट्रिशन प्रोवाइड करते हैं, that is known as nutrients. Second is the organisms capable for making their own food, जो अपना फूड मटेरियल ओन बनाते हैं, अपने आप बनाते हैं, they are known as autotrophs. Answer is autotrophs. Third is the organism which obtain food from others. Yes, correct answer is heterotrophs. The green colored pigment in plant that help in photosynthesis. Correct answer is chlorophyll. Chlorophyll is helps to make the food by the plants. Fifth one is the pores on the undersurface of green leaves. Correct answer is stomata. Sixth one is a leafless, rootless, non-green plants which obtained its complete food from autotrophs. Yes, it is an example of parasite also. The correct answer is Cuscuta. Now seventh one is the organism living together for mutual benefit. Already I explained this topic. So the correct answer is symbiotic relationship. Correct answer is symbiotic relationship. After that we will start the fill-ups. First fill-up is taking food in and utilizing by an organism is called nutrition. Second is test of starch with iodine solution is termed as starch iodine test. Yes, correct answer is starch iodine test. Third is nitrogen nutrition by Nepenthes is obtained from, कहाँ से obtained होता है? Yes, from the insect. Next is green plants synthesize food and give out dash and dash. So first carbon dioxide and second is water vapor. Now fifth is Mode of nutrition in non-green plant mucor. Yes, answer is saprotrophic nutrition. Thank you.